Multiple social security checks coming in May 2025. Now, what's happening? But before jumping into the details, if you are a social security recipient and new to the channel, please subscribe for more news and updates on social security. So next month, millions of Americans will receive multiple social security checks. Well, this may sound unusual, but it's a part of the regular payment schedule for social security and supplemental security income (SSI). Well, when social security payment days coincide with weekends or holidays, payments are often shifted to earlier dates. For example, in May, social security recipients could receive two payments within the span of a few days, one on May 1st and another on May 2nd. However, this only applies to individuals who are eligible for both Social Security and SSI. Well, here is the explanation. Well, normally Social Security payments are scheduled on fixed dates, but when these date falls on weekends or holidays, the payments are moved up. In such cases, you might get two payments in a short period. Well, in this case, May 1st and May 2nd. However, if you are only eligible for one benefit, you will only receive one payment. Well, the reason for this shift is that banks are closed during weekends, and if payments are scheduled on those days, beneficiaries would be unable to access their funds until the next working day, which could create delays or complications. The concern about receiving multiple checks comes from misinformation that these payments are some sort of additional stimulus or special benefit. However, they are just a result of the way the payment schedule is organized, particularly when weekends interfere with banking operations. Well, now I will talk about the concerns about Social Security's future. There are widespread concerns about the long-term sustainability of Social Security. Many Americans, especially younger generations, like those in their 20s and 30s, are unsure about the program's future and whether it will exist when they retire. Reports show that Social Security is expected to become insolvent within the next 8 to 9 years, meaning the program won't be able to fully pay out benefits as promised. Instead, Americans can expect around 78 to 80% of the benefits they are currently entitled to, which could significantly affect retirement planning. The looming insolvency of Social Security is a pressing issue for many, while it's not clear how the government will address this. Younger workers, such as those in their 20s, are most at risk of being impacted by future cuts. For example, if the program becomes insolvent, beneficiaries might receive less than what they were originally promised, putting a strain on those relying on these benefits for retirement or disability support. The uncertainty about Social Security's future is exacerbated by current fiscal challenges. Young people like friends, daughter, are facing tough decisions about how much to save for a retirement if they can't count on full Social Security benefits. Now comes the Social Security and SSI payment disruptions. The Social Security Administration has been experiencing disruptions in its services, including frequent website outages and issues with inaccurate payment notices. Many workers in the system are overwhelmed dealing with backlogs and struggling to keep up with the volume of cases. Well, in addition to these technical issues, recent employee cuts have left remaining SSA workers under immense pressure. Well, disruptions in social security and SSI services are likely to continue as the government has cut funding to the Social Security Administration, leading to fewer staff and strained resources. Well, this combined with the growing number of beneficiaries, creating a perfect storm for inefficiencies. Employees are already overworked, and this pressure is affecting the quality of services. Senators have raised concerns about these disruptions, particularly how cuts could worsen the ability of the Social Security Administration to serve Americans. If the staff cuts continue, it's expected that people will have even more trouble accessing their benefits and resolving issues with their claims. Well, now comes potential layoffs and federal cuts due to Dogecoin. What's happening? There is a concern about the recent changes in Dogecoin's leadership. Specifically, Elon Musk stepping away could lead to broader cuts in federal agencies, including the SSA. Many believe that as companies like Tesla and Dogecoin face financial challenges, agencies that spend on government spending might be next in line for budget cuts. Well, the idea here is that federal agencies, including the Social Security Administration, could be facing additional cuts due to the economic ripple effect from changes in major companies like Tesla. If financial markets or cryptocurrency ventures face downturns, it's not unreasonable to assume that government agencies could also be a budget cut, leading to more staff layoffs and further disruptions of services. The economic impact of Elon Musk stepping away from Dogecoin could have a cascading effect on various industries, including federal agencies. This is an indirect consequence of changes in the tech and financial sectors impacting government functions. Now I will talk about the potential disruptions due to proposed federal job cuts. Several Democratic senators have voiced concerns about a proposed cuts to federal jobs, specifically a 50% reduction in the office of the Chief Investment Officer. These cuts are part of broader budget reductions that lawmakers worry will disrupt Social Security benefits for millions of Americans. If the Social Security Administration's staff is further reduced, it could lead to delays and service interruptions, as fewer employees will be able to manage the growing number of cases. These disruptions would affect everything from online access to payment processing, potentially leaving millions of people without timely access to their social security benefits. The pressure on the SSA to maintain services while dealing with budget cuts is a real challenge. Senators are particularly concerned about how these cuts could make it even harder for people to access their benefits, further complicating an already strained system. The White House pushed to defend Social Security Advisory Board. Now, let's talk about it. The White House has proposed eliminating the budget for the bipartisan Social Security Advisory Board, which advises the President and Congress on Social Security policy. The proposal aims to reduce the board's funding from $3 million to zero. This move is a part of a broader effort to streamline federal spending and focus on other priorities. However, eliminating or defunding advisory boards like this one raises concern about the future of Social Security without expert advice and input. It becomes more difficult to ensure that Social Security policies remain effective and responsive to the needs of the American people. Cutting the funding for this advisory board may leave policymakers without critical insight and expertise, potentially leading to poorly informed decisions that could further endanger the viability of social security. Well, guys, SSA's change to online access for social security number. Let's talk about on it. Well, the Social Security Administration has announced that starting this summer, individuals with a My Social Security account will be able to access their social security numbers online. This will make it easier for people who have lost their cards or need to replace them quickly, retrieve their numbers without needing an in-person appointment or waiting for a new card in the mail. Well, this shift towards digital access is in a response to a growing need for easier and quicker way to manage social security numbers, as more people rely on digital services for everyday transactions. Providing this service online reduces the risk of lost or stolen cards and improves convenience for users. This move towards a digital service is part of a larger trend towards modernization in the Social Security Administration. While it may not resolve all the SSA's issues, it's a step in the right direction, providing a more secure and efficient way for people to access important services. Viewers, now I will talk about call for massive reform to social security to save social security. Well, experts continue to call for massive reform to social security to avoid its impending insolvency. Without a reform, the program will not be able to fully pay benefits to future retirees, and cuts could be imminent. The debate centers around how to balance necessary cuts with the prevention of benefits for current and future recipients. Well, reforming Social Security is crucial to ensuring that the program remains solvent in the future. However, significant changes will be required to address the program's financial instability and finding a solution that satisfied all stakeholders. Well, lawmakers, current recipients, and future generations will be a monumental challenge. Well, Social Security is at crossroads. If the system is not reformed, it would face deep cuts within the next decade. The need for potential for political action and careful planning is urgent if future generations are to rely on this vital program. Well, if you like this video, please do not forget to subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching.